Hi, I'm Deborah Clough. I've been in education for about 23 years as a resource teacher, a general education teacher, and as a principal. I have 10 children and 20 grandchildren, and so working with children is my passion. I engage students by building strong relationships with students and families to understand strengths and needs, and then tailor instruction to be relevant to each learner. This includes taking time to talk with my learners and see what their interests are, taking time to talk with parents to find out their input and their goals for their kids. I also utilize daily communication logs. I try to make learning relevant by giving students real world and hands-on learning and use cooperative strategies when possible so they learn with their peers. My instruction blends direct teaching, guided practice, and collaborative groups when possible, and independent work. I regularly use exit tickets to check understanding and plan next steps, including differentiation and scaffolding. Students benefit from having me as their teacher first and foremost because I believe in them as individuals and show my students they have worth by my actions and how I treat and talk about them. I will always advocate for them. I create a safe classroom with consistent expectations and routines. I use CHAMPS as my strategy for teaching and reinforcing classroom routines. I strive to deliver engaging, standards-aligned instruction tied to student interests, strengths, and needs. I've learned that if I'm not engaged, they are not going to be either. As a result of my instruction and amazing parents and administrators who have been supportive, I have had the majority of my students increase 1 to 2 levels and score a 4 on the alternative assessment, which is a rigorous assessment in South Carolina. A strength I bring to the classroom is having been a parent of both neurotypical and children with learning disabilities, which helps me understand parent concerns. I have been both a regular ed and special ed teacher with a wide range of student abilities from mild to severe, and I've also been a principal for over 10 years. So I have had the privilege of observing highly effective teachers and get to now practice the strategies within my own classroom. I use a variety of assessments, exit tickets, benchmarks, progress monitoring, and formal assessments to improve outcomes. For example, after South Carolina changed requirements for the alternative assessment, 9 of 11 of my 6th through 8th graders no longer qualified for the alternative assessment. So I shifted mid-year from a modified curriculum to a standard curriculum across the 4 content areas, adding scaffolds, differentiation, and targeted progress monitoring so students could progress toward grade level expectations. Another example is in the area of behavior. As a result of clear expectations, targeted interventions, and progress monitoring effectiveness of behavioral interventions, 2 of my students on behavior plans no longer require a plan this year. I plan lessons with intentional, measurable learning outcomes and differentiated pathways to meet diverse needs, including English language learners, students with disabilities, and neurotypical learners. It's important that both teachers and students understand the goals, why they matter, and how each student will demonstrate learning, which may look different for different learners. Thank you for the opportunity to apply.